Welcome! Today we're going to take a look at the Fokker 28 Professional from Just Flight. This aircraft retails for around $69.99, and we're going to get a good look at it, both the interior and exterior, and talk a little bit about the aircraft and see what it's all about. So let's just... The Just Flight F-28 Professional comes with 4 different models. You'll actually get the 1000, 2000, 3000, and 4000 models of this aircraft. It also comes with 31 liveries, and that is broken down between each different model. So like the 1000, you'll get 10 different liveries, and so on and so forth. And we are looking at the 1000. This would be the F-28 1000. This particular aircraft, along with the 2000, has a max ceiling of 35,000 feet. It has a range of 929 nautical miles, and has a max cruising speed of 526 miles per hour. This particular model was produced between... Actually, the Fokker 28 was produced between 1967 to 1987. Overall, there were 241 of them built, and as of 2019, none were used in civilian use anymore. However, I believe it is Argentina and Colombia that still use the it would be the Fokker 28 4000. External wise, this is everything you would expect. Now, I am going to talk about the price a little bit. $69.99 is a lot to bite. This was another one I was on the fence with, but I really wanted to see it and give it a chance, and I really like this airplane. It's fun to fly. It's a challenge. There's lots to learn. The cockpit is, it's antiquated, but it's fun learning the different systems and the way these planes actually operate, how they worked. The 1000 and 2000 are powered by Rolls-Royce Spey Mark 555-15 engines. And the 3000 and 4000 are 555-15H version of those engines. And one of the things that this particular plane is known for is the clamshell spoiler or air brake. Let's see if I can get it to do anything. No, I can't. Not while I'm in showcase mode. But so far I've done numerous flights. I've done a couple flights in Spain. It was a 2-hour flight, and I've done numerous flights from Yakima to Spokane, and I did switch to the GPS, the standard flight simulator GPS for this, but this does come with, if you have access to SimBrief and Navigraph, it is fully integrated into this airplane. And the differences between the 4 different versions of planes, although the engines are different, the 1000 and 2000, 3000 and 4000 have different engines, are different. It's a modified engine. The other main differences are seating. The 1000 has room for 65 passengers. The 2000 will seat 79. The 3000 will seat 65. and the 4000 will actually seat 85, and it has all right, so I've jumped into the 4000, and you will notice that it is considerably different than the 1000 model. Most notably are the exits on both sides of the emergency exits on both sides of the plane, and additional cargo areas. And so it's a great little airplane, and it makes for, I like it because it's not an overly large jetliner. I like the smaller aircraft. So that's kind of what sparked my curiosity into this. Alright, so here we go. Let's go check out the interior of the airplane. Check this out. Passenger compartment is really good. The detail is good. You don't have a lot that's bogging down the aircraft as far as detail. And the views are good. There's the engine out the window and the wing. Alright, let's go ahead and head on up to the cockpit. Here we are. I have it set on cold and dark, and I couldn't tell you why everything's turned on, because usually when I have it on cold and dark, none of this comes up. But that's okay, we're just showing it off. The overhead panel. Center console. Like I said, I have this one set up to use the GPS. I just kind of found that easier for me, just to set up my flight plan and do my flights. And I haven't really found anything that doesn't do anything. Every little switch, every little button, everything seems to do something in this airplane. At the heart of the airplane is the electronic, I guess it would be the electronic flight book. I guess that's what we're calling it these days, or the tablet. And you have a pretty old school autopilot. And we'll take a look at the tablet also. And we'll spool up the engine so you can hear it start. But it is a great little airplane. Okay, well that's the interior of the 4000. I'm going to go ahead and show you the air brake, because that is pretty unique to this particular airplane. You can hear it, but as I'm sitting here, I can hear voices coming from the back of the plane. And so that's pretty cool. There's a little immersion there. I have messed this airplane up, switching through the different modes, trying to get the shots that I wanted, so I'm going to have to reload. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a different model, and we'll go ahead and fire that one up. Alright, so now we're in the 3000. As you can see, a totally different configuration. We're short one cargo door. Still have our rear cargo. And it is considerably different than the 4000. I think from what I read that the 3000 is an offset of the 1000, and it closely matches that version of the airplane more than it does the 2000. If that makes sense. And the other thing I really like are the animated doors. Now let's go in and take a look at the interior here. Just a few less seats for this one. Yeah, this one would have seated 65, to where the 4000 seats 85 and the 1000 seats 65. So this is the same size as the 1000. Cockpits don't really change at all when you're changing between different modes. Where you're going to see it is how the aircraft actually performs. And if you were, you know, counting passengers, that's probably the biggest difference, is the difference in passengers per plane. And I know Anzit Express does not fit in Yakima, Washington, but I like this area because it allows me to move fluidly around the plane with little or no hassle, and I don't have to listen to a lot of ATC. So again, if you want an aircraft that is a challenge and is has a bit of a learning curve, this is a good airplane. I know the $70 is a hard price to swallow for some. It was for me, but I just wanted to see it, and I love this era of aircraft. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me, but I did put it off. I put the purchase off for a while, and they had that big sale, and then I just went ahead and did it. And I haven't regretted it. I've really enjoyed learning this plane. So let's go ahead and start her up so you can hear the engines. And we'll do a takeoff and just a little spin around the valley. I love the heat blur effects from the engines. Alright, so here we are in the cockpit. And my GPS is... Now, what you can do here on the navigation end of things is you can actually do the fly-by radio and do, you know, the way they would have done it in the real plane. The other great thing about this is this panel. Now, we're in the... This is how the panel comes up. This is where you go and you can actually get your SimBrief identifier and put it in here. And if you have anything set up through SimBrief, it'll automatically translate it to that tablet so you can use SimBrief. And you have an onboard map. What I don't like about this is the draw time on the map. I think the draw time could be a little better, and it really needs to display your flight plan. To make this map really effective, it really needs to show your flight plan, because if you're trying to stare at that thing, it's really small, and trying to get in there, you end up clicking on things or flipping a switch that you shouldn't. So I would actually like to see JustFlight make it so the flight plan shows up on this map. And now I have not tried Navigraph yet. That is the one thing that I have not done. You got to go into your charts here. You've got to do your login. Let's see. Oh, well, I guess I've done my login, huh? I don't think I have any of this set up. Yeah, I don't know that I'm logged in to use this. But anyways, if you have Navigraph and you use SimBrief, all this will work from the tablet, which I think is a great addition to this airplane. That's something I'd really like to see other big jets, like the PMDG 737. I would like to see that in their airplane as well. So let's jump out of here. We all know what that looks like. Then you go to your aircraft tab, and that's where, you know, we opened the doors and did all that. You can set how many passengers you want, what your fuel loads are going to be, how much cargo and whatnot. You also have the cold and dark, ready for takeoff, the turnaround option, announcements. This one, seats for takeoff. As soon as we get ready for takeoff, the stewardess will start talking. The stewards will start talking. Seats for landing, and again, that'll set off the air crew. And then you arm the door, and then once you're on the ground, disarm the doors and whatnot. So, oh, and the other thing, to change, to like add the GPS, you got to click over here on this star thing, and you can change all these options. You can actually take the TCAS out. Yeah, there's quite a bit here. Even turn the cabin callouts off if you don't want them. Pilot callouts can be turned. All this can be shut off so you can't see it. And right now the cabin crew is set to auto. And then you have a section here for notes, so you can type yourself a note. Get some peanut butter. Okay, and then you can save yourself a note if you need to. I know there are a lot of people that are not like that, but it's pretty funny. Yes, dear. Okay, and then checklists. This is important. I would like to see I've really been trying hard to use the actual checklists, and this is something that started with the Comanche for me. Usually I just jump in and fly, as you all know. But with the Comanche, I've really made it a point to use my checklists. And I'm starting to do that with other airplanes as I fly them, and especially this one. And they're pretty intensive checklists. But the only thing you can't do is, if you don't know your way around the cockpit, finding said systems can be a bit of a challenge. So you're going to want to make sure to check the manuals out. And there are manuals they install with the airplane. You just gotta I think all I did was go to Windows and type in search, or went to the search option in Windows and typed in F28, and they found the manuals for me. But those are your checklists before start APU all the way to after parking checklists. And a TOD calculator. That's pretty cool. And you can change the clock to 12-hour. I have mine set to military time. Set it to local time. Or OFP username. I think I inadvertently checked that, and I ended up having to reinstall the airplane, so I don't really know what that means. And theme and brightness, so we can actually change our theme. Oh, look at that. Isn't that better? We'll leave it like that. I like that much better. Okay, so that's the tablet. And you're here in the airplane. The sound is really, really good. Even if you overspeed the airplane, you'll start hearing the airplane making really weird noises. And I've done this on a couple flights where I've totally wrecked my plane. But let's go ahead and we'll put this on the runway. We're going to switch to the 2000 and take her up for a flight. Okay, here we are sitting on the runway. We are in the 2000, and I picked this one because I remember the big yellow bananas that used to fly into Yakima, Washington. And I used to watch those planes. And I don't believe it was TAT Airlines, but I remember the big yellow planes. So it may have well been, but I don't know. So I was pretty young when those planes were flying into Yakima. But okay, so for me, some basics on the autopilot. If you want this to capture the beam and you want to use it with a GPS flight, make your GPS flight in Flight Simulator and then launch the flight. Here I have it set to go from Yakima to Spokane. And the one thing you need to do is the GPS is automatically defaulted to VLOC. You want to change the CDI to GPS. That way your course is set properly, and we're going to fly straight out. I also have the heading bug set to due west, and once we get in the air, we're going to fly out, get some altitude, and then make a right turn. And these, alright, main autopilot switches are right down here. And then the first thing they're going to want you to do is set your transponder when you take off. And for some reason the co-pilot doesn't set the transponder in this airplane, so you got to jump in and do it yourself. Otherwise they will cancel your flight plan. Okay, so we're set here. Our mode selector is set to heading. So what we're going to do is take off, get some altitude, and we're not going to fly the whole thing. We're going to just take off, fly out, grab the beam, and then we're going to come back to Yakima and land. Okay.
Power set.
Really good sound. Now I do have my sound turned down a little bit, so
Positive climb. Gear up.
so I can talk over it. Okay. Trim it up a little bit. Some trim. There's a lot that I'm still learning about this aircraft.
GAT-28 contact Spokane departure on 123.8. Good day.
Heading.
Going to 123.8 TAT-28. Spokane departure.
Well, my heading was set.
Passing 2,200 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Okay, so we're going to turn into the. You should be able to intercept the beam here.
Set climb power.
Your transponder appears inoperative while malfunctioning. Reset to block 5424.
Okay, transponder set. Okay, so we should be able to lock on. Yep, there it goes. We're on to the GPS now. So it'll fly us. Our leg will actually take us. If we were to fly it, it would take us to Ellensburg, and then we would cut over and fly direct to Spokane. So it's really that easy. And then just keep my altitude, I'm set to 10,000 feet. And it's pretty cool. Let's go switch this to the map. Alright, we're going to get turned around here. The other thing I don't like, and this isn't with the airplane, it is something to do with the GPS. It doesn't show my first leg. It always skips that and then it shows the next legs. So I don't know what's going on with that. And I like the little animations on the lights. They actually extend out and shut it down. Alright, so, okay, we've just had an engine problem. We're going to fly back to Yakima, so we're going to disengage the autopilot, and we'll go ahead and go to that. No, I'm not following any checklists. I'm just doing this to have fun so you can experience the airplane and see if it's something that you'd like. So I'm going to just go ahead and fly this approach because I know it so well. Don't want to get over military base. Alright, let's get turned around here. Aircraft climbs. I mean, this thing has some power. Okay, what we're gonna do is turn around. We're gonna go back out over Moxie, turn around, and come back on runway 27. I especially like this view.
Flaps 42. Speed. Speed. Speed.
500.
Speed. 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 Speed.
100.
Speed.
Too low. Flaps.
Speed. Speed. Speed.
Too low. Flaps.
100 feet to minimum.
Too low. Flaps.
Minimum.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Alright, well there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Just Flight F-28 Professional. I think it's a pretty nice airplane. For 70 bucks, I think it's worth it. I know they're, it's a lot of money for an add-on, but this is an exceptional add-on and a lot of fun to fly. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it.
TAT-28 contact ground on 121.9er.
I hope that I've inspired you to maybe
121
check this
decimal
airplane
niner
out.
for
Go to
TAT-28.
Just Flight's website. Why are there so many cars on all of the runways? Why? And there's more cars than there are trucks than there are airplanes. Alright, well, hey, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's been a long time since I've been to Yakima. I don't know if they've changed the front, but back when I was there, when I was a kid, and we used to go to the airport, get on an airplane, and go fly to Alaska or whatever. You came down this area and there was an exit over here and an exit over here. And the model in Flight Simulator now has the exit right here. So I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been there, but kind of interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, go to Just Flight, check out their website, check out their check out the F-28. They've got a lot of other great products too. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.